Hi, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well and having a great day. As Taylor said, my name is Swinda Osenkop. I'm majoring in chemical engineering. I also have a minor in computer science. Chemical engineering is a very broad major that applies the principles of chemistry, biology, physics, and math to solve real world problems. And you learn about the theories, the physical theories in the classroom to apply those problems in the real world. Some real world applications that you'll be learning about in this major is chemicals, fuels, drugs, food, manufacturing, polymers, and if you kind of don't like to go into the chemical plant, I've done co-op rotations. I've done 2 co-op rotations where I worked in a chemical plant, but if you don't want to go to that route, there are numerous opportunities in chemical engineering for research that Virginia Tech offers. So I highly suggest you look into those. We have great researchers here on campus. Here at Virginia Tech, we take what you do like in the chemistry lab, kind of what you do like an Orgo lab or Gen Chem lab, and you blow it up and it kind of gives you like a taste what you do like in the real world, which is something I think is really cool. So I also did some questions. If you have any questions, some of the questions that we pulled is, can you double major in chemi and like biosystems? And the answer is no, because chemical engineering is one of the biggest majors in aspect of credit hours. So we have the most credit hours of almost any engineering major that the College of Engineering provides. In that respect, that there's no really time to add another engineering major such as biosystems engineering. I will say though that if you want to add another major that is not in the College of Engineering, I have seen people add, for example, there's a person on the dean's team right now that is doing industrial systems engineering and also has a Spanish major, so he's double majoring in a different, outside the College of Engineering. So those are definitely possible. Like I said, I have a minor in computer science, so minoring in something is definitely possible with a chemical engineering degree. You can also major in green engineering, which is very popular among my degree. Also, a chemistry minor is also popular on another chemistry major. I believe it's just only like 1 or 2 more chemistry classes. Also, a mathematics minor or a mathematics major is also an additional just 1 or 2 more mathematics classes. So just different things that you can partner with your degree. And the average amount of work for a chemical engineering major is approximately, I would say about maybe like 9 hours a week for your every class, because there's 3 credit hours plus studying and kind of doing the homework and going to office hours and such. So if you guys have any questions about my major, about my co-op experience that I've done with my major, I've also done research, and I'm also a part of American Institute of Chemical Engineers, AICHE. So if you're a part of our email chain, you've seen emails from me. So if you have any questions about clubs or organizations, feel free to ask me.
Do you want to say why you decided you got into this major?
Sure. So I got into this major because honestly, I loved honestly, it's really simple. I loved chemistry and I'm really good at math, and that's I kind of just partnered the two together. And it was later on that I realized my co-op is kind of how because I got my co-op early on in my academic career. I got it during end of my freshman to my sophomore year. I got it really early on. And that's how I realized that I really loved the major. I really loved in the manufacturing field. That's where my specialty is in manufacturing. And I love going out in the chemical plant every day. I love looking at the systems and fluid dynamics. And I love learning about the different systems and troubleshooting different machinery. And chemical engineering is not just kind of working at a desk or working with machinery. Not many people know this. Chemical engineering is also working with different people and how to communicate with different people. So you may be working with operators or different engineers interdepartmentally, and you have to learn how to communicate with different people, which is a specific type of skill set that I feel like chemical engineers specifically have. So, chemical engineering, in summary, chemical engineering gives me such a broad and such a varied skill set that can apply me towards any career path that I wish to take, which is why I chose this major.
What minors pair well with this major?
So, as I previously said, any minor minors are very specific to the person. So minors that pair well that I would say are definitely green engineering, chemistry, are the biggest minors that pair well with this major. Mathematics, if you're really big into math. But again, minors kind of are individualized to the person. I'm not minoring in any of those. I'm minoring in CS because I decided to take up a minor that doesn't really, I don't know anything about the subject, such as computer science. So take up a minor that influences me positively and more knowledge. So minors kind of depends on the person. So just because you're in chemical engineering, don't feel pressured to pick a minor that fits well. You know what I mean? Just because you're in a major that fits well. You want to pick a minor that improves you as a student and professionally.
Is there a good job placement in this major?
I believe there is a very good job placement because chemical engineering is so diverse and so diverse is a good word. Chemical engineering is so diverse in that you can do anything with this degree. You can work in a chemical plant. You can go work in research. You can go work in the health industry. You can go work in pharmaceuticals. You can literally you can be a chemist. You can do anything with this degree. If you want to apply to this degree, you can go do anything you want. Like I know for myself that I like working in a chemical plant, but I know in 10 years, my goal is to work in management. That's my goal. And I know that Virginia Tech does a great job in preparing me for that. So yes, there's a great job placement for this because you can use this degree to go work in anywhere.
Who would you recommend this program for?
I would recommend. That's a good question. I think that this program is honestly for anybody because you honestly just have to, like any other engineering program, you just have to like work hard at your engineering and you got to love it. I think that if you have a passion for kind of doing this type of work, or if you, not even a passion, honestly, if you have an interest in doing this type of work, because honestly, I can't even say that I had a strong passion. I just ran into a recruiter the other day that just said some chemical engineers like have an interest and some chemical engineers are so passionate that they tattoo it on their forehead. That's what the recruiter said, not me. But I just had a passion. I just had an interest going in. And now I'm just like chemi all the way. So if you just have an interest in this major, like honestly, I would go for it because that interest is telling you something.
What sort of research opportunities are available for undergraduates?
Okay, so there are a lot of research opportunities available for undergraduates. I know specifically that I have a friend that's in 2 research chemi labs right now. Dr. Martin's research lab, I know that he's participating in. He and also there are many other research. I don't know them off the top of my head. There's so many. I'll be honest. I don't know them off the top of my head, and I won't pretend to list them for you. But I do know Dr. Martin's lab because he's my best friend. So if you go to Goodwin and you go walk around, there's a lot of chemi research labs, and if you just kind of knock on one door, maybe they'll give you a tour. A lot of professors are really love talking about the research, honestly. So also if you go on our chemi website and then you go like chemical engineering website, they list all the research people for you and all of what they're doing, like polymers, pressurized systems. It's actually really, really cool. So I suggest going to their website and finding out.
How can you get an internship as a freshman?
So I will be honest, internships as freshmen are rare. And that's because, and this is the only reason, the internships for freshmen are rare because you guys are general engineering and that they want you as in your major. But as a freshman to get internships, I suggest studying hard in your first semester classes and getting kind of a good GPA. That's really important for internships as a freshman. Furthermore, I believe that, being involved in clubs, I feel like this is kind of an oxymoron, but also get GPA and then kind of like also like being involved in clubs and activities is good. A lot of people think being involved in everything is the way to go, but actually being involved in one thing and putting your heart and soul into it shows more initiative and interest, I believe, to employers from what I've seen in the industry and what I've worked with. I hope that answered your question, whoever asked that.
What do co-ops and internships look like for this major?
So co-ops and internships are very different. We don't have a lot of internships. Internships are classified as over the summer, and they are about 10 to 12 weeks. And that's just kind of a 3-month to 2-month thing. That's not very common for chemical engineering majors. Co-ops are the more common ones, and those are semester long that are during the school year, which are also can be during the summer, but mostly they're during the school year. And what they look like is that they are semester long, so they either be during your fall semester or your spring semester, or you can start during the summer. Like I said, there are exceptions. And then you just take a semester off. And Virginia Tech offers a wonderful, I took the course, a wonderful co-op course that really helps you along. And what you do is you literally go on co-op. They set the co-op people, wherever company you go intern for. I entered for Advanced Six, and they set you up. You go find housing, just like you would do for if you were a student sophomore at Virginia Tech, off-campus housing. You find off-campus housing. The company will help you find off-campus housing if you have to find it yourself, or if they provide it for you. Everything will be going through the company. Virginia Tech will help you along your way. We have a great support system here, the co-op program, great support system here. So you go away you go away for a semester, then you come back and start where you left off. Nothing really is different.
Did you talk about the study abroad opportunities?
No, but I will, because that's actually coming up for me. So the study abroad opportunities for chemical engineering at Virginia Tech are a little bit different than any other major, because we have UO Lab. So UO Lab is over the summer. It's the one mandatory class that chemical engineers have to take over the summer, only given during the summer. Can't take it anywhere else. Tried, failed, can't do it. So you have to take this over the summer. But the good news about this is you can study abroad with this. So let's say you really want to study abroad like me, and you didn't get a chance like me, but so here you can apply to study abroad in Denmark or Germany. And they're trying to add a different track, but unfortunately COVID and the world. So maybe not this summer, but next summer. So you can you can go on a track to Denmark or Germany and study abroad. And then you just go abroad for 6 weeks and learn in a different country, and learn about chemical plants in a different country, and learn about how they do labs in a different country. And it's a really great way to get immersed in the culture and society there. And I've heard fantastic things about it from my upperclassmen counterparts. So I'm very excited to apply this summer.
Do you want to do a last minute plug for chemical engineering before we wrap up?
Sure. So chemical engineering is I think that the one thing that we don't really talk about in chemical engineering is the community in chemical engineering. Is that the students in chemical engineering, we are out there supporting each other and helping each other, and we are all friends with each other. I know almost every person in the 2022 class of chemical engineering, because we are all in a group chat. So they are supporting each other and helping each other, and just we're getting through this together. And I think that's the one thing I can say about this major that's very different from other majors, is that you are not in this alone in this major. There's no one person. If you're one person, we will go out there and find you. We're very much a community here in chemical engineering. And if you want to ask me any more questions after this presentation, I'm on the AICHE, American Institute of Chemical Engineers board. Join our club, and you can hear more about chemical engineering and learn about us that way. Not just from me, but from other people too. We love talking to people about our major.
Okay, thank you so much, too.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Bye, everyone.